Hi everyone, welcome to Competitive Pharmacy. Today we are discussing with schedules of Drugs and Cosmetic Act through tricks. So using some codes and images. So using images and feed that thing into your brain. Same effect when you see a movie. So on request is to not use this technique before knowing the concept. That is not use this technique just for mugger. So without wasting time, we can move to the section. Schedule A is forms for applications of license, issue and renewal of licenses. Forms for application of license. So we have sale license, manufacturing license, import license. So this application for sale license, manufacturing license, its renewal license is given in Schedule A. So in the code is when you in your primary classes you studied, pre-primary classes you studied A for apple, but here A for application, A for not apple, not apple, A for what? Application form. Next, Schedule B. Schedule B is rates of fee for test or analysis by central drug laboratory or government analysis. Fees. Actually, fees is Schedule B. Fee for test or analysis by the central drug laboratory or the government analysis. Schedule B. So you have to write Schedule B and P is, so you have to write like this. So beef. So Schedule C. Schedule C, when in exams, when you are asked to write Schedule C, you have to remember this image C with this insulin. So Schedule C is list of biological and special products. C is the list of biologicals and C1 is the special products. C is insulin, like drugs are in Schedule C, vaccines, insulins, biological preparation. C1 is ergot preparation, digitalis preparations. So remember these images so you can able to answer the question. When you are asked to write CC1, you can easily remember this image. So D, when list of drugs exempted from the provision of import of drugs. Import. When you are asked to write D, you have to think this aeroplane. So you have to consider this aeroplane have a D-shaped window. That means it indicates import when you have when it is asked in exam, you have to consider that this you have seen an aeroplane that has a D-shaped window. So Schedule D is list of drugs exempted from the provision of import of drugs. Hope you clear the idea. Next, E1, Schedule E1, list of poisonous substances under Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani medicines. That is poison substances. E1. So, when you pronounce the letter E1, how your face look like this. Same expression when you see a poison also. You have to think like that. So, E1, list of poisonous substances under Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani medicines. Hope you clear. Moving to next slide. F, requirements for the operation of blood bank and or preparation of blood components. So F is related with the blood. So how can we connect? There is a code. Farmer gave their blood, sweat and tears to feed us. Okay. So agriculture is the backbone of Indian economy. So they give their blood in order to feed us. So farmers give their blood to feed us. So that is the core. Schedule F is related to blood blood bank and preparation of blood components. Hope you clear. Then F1, F2, F3. In examination hall, you will when these questions are asked, you will get confused whether it is F1, F2, or F3. So I will incorporate it into a code, so such that you can't get any confusion. So F1 F1 is provisions for bacterial vaccine, viral vaccine, anti-sera diagnostic agents. F2 standard for surgical dressings. F3 standards for umbilical tapes. So the code is for a 1 year old child need 1 year old child need vaccines. That is the code for F1. So F2 F2 when you go to a hospital with a disease, always the second choice is surgery. So always the second option is surgery. So that is the cause. For 1 year old child who need a vaccine, or always the second option is surgery. So third, obviously it will go to umbilical tapes. Hope you clear. Moving to the next slide. G. Drugs to be taken under medical supervision. There are certain drugs, anti-cancer drugs like cisplatin, doxorubicin, donorubicin. These drugs are to be taken under medical supervision. Even insulin has to be taken under medical supervision. So, under a doctor, so as respect, we can consider as Dr. G. We can call him as Dr. G. So, Dr. G. So G is under medical supervision. Next is H. H you all know, list of prescription drugs, amoxicillin, ampicillins, antibiotics, prescription drugs are given in Schedule H. In Schedule J, disease or ailments which a drug may not purport to prevent or cure. So there are certain diseases like what diabetes. No drugs can prevent or cure completely this disease: diabetes, angina pectoris, atherosclerosis. So these are given in Schedule J. You have to study that. H and J you have to study without any code or image. K. Drug exempted from certain provision relating to manufacture, sale, and distribution of drugs. So exemption. Before going for the core, you have to study what is in Schedule K. Schedule K is exempt for a registered pharmacist to open a retail pharmacy or a manufacturing unit or a wholesale pharmacy. He should possess a drug license for that, isn't it? We need a drug license. But a registered medical practitioner can sell without a license. There is no need for license for registered medical practitioner to compound or sell any drugs. That means they are exempted from provisions relating to manufacture, sale, and distribution of drugs. So these provisions relating to manufacture, sale, and distribution of drugs is mentioned in chapter 4 of chapter 4 of drug and cosmetic acts. So there are 16 exemptions that is, RMB can even sell a drugs to his patients without this license. So what is it's okay for, okay, we can return as K. It's okay for RMB. It's okay for RMB. So we need license. It's okay for RMB to sell the drugs. So that is the code. Okay for RMB. That is K. Then Schedule M. Schedule M is good manufacturing practices. GMP. So manufacturing, you can able to find out. M is manufacturing, good manufacturing practice. M1 homeopathic, M2 cosmetic GMP, M3 medical device GMP. So confusion will be there. So HCM, when you have to study this, you will never get confused. H for 1, M1, C for M2, M for M3. Okay. Next, Q describes the list of dyes, colors, and pigments permitted to be used in cosmetics and soaps. So this is dyes, list of dyes. So remember Q for Queen. Remember this Queen. She used colors, dyes and pigments. Her hair is somewhat brown color. So she used these dyes. So remembering this Q, you able to write it in exam. That is Q denotes with dyes, colors and pigments. Hope you clear. Next is R. This okay, made from R contains various regulation and requirements for condoms made of rubber latex. So R rubber latex condoms and mechanical contraceptives. Okay, R. Next is standards. SC standards for cosmetics. Standard for cosmetics. So applying cosmetic, you becomes Sundari or beautiful. Sundar or beautiful. So yes, cosmetic. By applying cosmetic, you become Sundar or beautiful. T. Requirements of factory premises and hygienic condition for Ayurvedic and Unani drugs. Requirements of factory premises and hygienic conditions for Ayurvedic and Unani drugs. So factory premise GMB. A lot of time in competitive exam, this is asked. Schedule T. Schedule T is GMB for Ayurvedic preparations. So for studying this, in your home, you have a table which is in T-shaped table. You have a T-shaped table in your home, and in that you place some Ayurvedic preparation on that table. Ayurvedic preparation. So remembering this image, you can able to write it answer. Schedule T is GMB for Ayurvedic and Unani drugs. T-shaped table, and on top of that T-shaped table, you kept these Ayurvedic preparations. Okay. Next, N. List of minimum requirements for the efficient running of a retail pharmacy. Efficient running for a neat running of a pharmacy. Neat running of a pharmacy is schedule N. Minimum requirements for the efficient running of pharmacy. Next, O. Standard for disinfectants. Can you see the structure of bacteria in this O? You have to see the structure of bacteria in this letter O. Okay. So O is standard for disinfectant. You have to see the structure of bacteria or germ in this letter O. So that is standard for disinfectant. P and P1. P is life period and P1 is pack size. Never get confused. P is life period and P1 is pack size. U. Particular to be shown in manufacturing raw material and analytical record. Particulars that shown in manufacturing raw material and records particulars is in U. This U. This is a U shelf, and you are keeping a record, and on that you shape the shelf. Then you can able to answer the schedule U. When you are asked to write schedule U, you can remember this image. Okay. Next is V. Schedule V is standards for patent and proprietary medicines. So when you become a success or victorious person, when you get victory, when you get a patent, you can consider yourself as victorious person. So victory is related to patent. V for patent. Victory is related to patent. When you get victory, when you get patent. Next is list of narcotics. List of narcotics and psychotropic substances. X is narcotics and psychotropic substances. These are restricted preparations. X restrictions. So dangerous. Then schedule Y. This is the last of this schedule. See schedule Y. There is no schedule Z. So schedule Y is the last. Requirements and guidelines on clinical trial for import and manufacture of new drugs. So the last steps of a drug is clinical trial. When you have to formulate a new chemical entity, it has to pass physiochemical properties, pharmacokinetic, physiochemical evaluations, preclinical evaluation. Last, it will go to clinical trial. So the last is clinical trial. So that's all about schedules. Hope you understand this topic. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.